to the Made for Business show where Catholic moms come to learn how to build a business that is simple and holy. I'm your host, Sterling Jakewith, and today on episode 15, we are talking about how to price your offer. So I got a lot of questions about this, both from my one-on-one clients and the members in our masters group. I run a monthly membership called Masters, and we have a business group in there. And so we're always talking about business in there. And we get this question a lot. How much should I charge for my product or my service? Whatever your offer is, how much should I charge? So obviously there's a big difference between selling a physical product and selling a digital product and then selling your time. And there are lots of different strategies for how to price something. But I think the perfect price in the beginning is the one that is a no-brainer to you, right? The one that you feel so confident saying out loud. The one that you know is a steal of a deal for your clients. And the reason I like to start at that price point is because building confidence in your business only comes in doing business, right? Being a good coach, delivering a really fantastic course, selling cookies in a bakery, whatever it is that you do, you will get confident at doing it by doing it over and over and over again. And so in the beginning, you just want to get as much practice as possible. And so I think that you should start at a price point that feels like a no-brainer to you. So when you offer it, you have this idea in your mind like, this is a great deal. You should definitely take me up on my offer. Now, you still may be offering it to the wrong person that doesn't want your offer, but I want you to feel so great about your price. So I actually started selling life coaching for $2,000 for 12 weeks. And that is just because I had heard a lot of people in Stacey Bateman's group mention that price point. But I was pretty established by then too on the internet. So I had been podcasting for 6 years. I had self-published 4 books, and I had a lot of confidence in myself that I was able to take complex ideas and boil them down to a really simple explanation and apply it to a Catholic mom's life. So even though I had not been a life coach before, I had been doing so many of the same skills and tools that come with life coaching in my previous, iterations of my business. And I had a pretty big email list. And so I sent out an email saying, I am now a life coach. Would you like to work with me? And people said yes. That is not how a lot of people start. It may be, but a lot of you are beginning your business with no email addresses and no one knows who you are. And so I want you to pick a price point where someone who doesn't have a ton of experience with you or trust with you yet is willing to say yes to. Now, actually, let me back up a second and say, I actually started offering free coaching for 4 or 6 weeks to a handful of people. So that was the first step that I made. I just went and did free life coaching. I just can't remember if it was 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I can't remember for 4 or 6 weeks or 4 or 6 people, somewhere, some combination of those numbers. But I wanted to see, if I could teach that your thoughts create your results and if I could get them to slow down and process their emotions and shift something in their life. And then after doing that, I had the confidence of saying, this is the work I do with my clients. And that made me feel really confident. And then I came right out, with my $2,000 pricing. So I just want to tell you, you can come out with that level of pricing, but I believed so hard in it. And I knew that was a great offer. I knew it was that you could pay a lot more money for life coaching. And so I knew that was a good deal. And I knew that I could get them results. I didn't have a process then. I didn't have a 5-step process. I didn't know what I was going to do with everyone, but I was so confident that if I could get them on a Zoom meeting with me 12 weeks in a row, I would change their life by showing them their thoughts. That's all I needed to know. And I was very confident about that. And then as I worked with people, I saw, okay, this is kind of how it actually looks like and how it plays out. And it was slightly different with each of my clients because they brought different things, right? But working is what teaches us about our business. So I want you to get to working as quickly as possible. So whatever you do, how can you start putting in the reps? How can you start actually doing what it is that you're going to offer? If it needs to be free in the beginning, great. If it needs to be at a really low price point, do it. Do it until you get yeses and you can start practicing and you can develop your own process and your own style of doing things. And let's say you want to come out. I'll just use coaching as an example because I probably get that question the most, at $50 an hour. First of all, $50 an hour is amazing. Where else can you just hang a sign, pop on the internet, and make $50 an hour? Now, obviously, it takes a lot of hours to create a business. We don't just get paid for that time that we're coaching, but let's have some amazement and awe and gratitude that you can make $50 an hour. And you don't have to stay at that price point for very long. Maybe you only coach 3 or 5 people at that price point. And then the next person you do a discovery call with, you're at 75, and then 100, and then 150, whatever it is. Right? But you want to pick the price point where it's just a no-brainer to you, where you're willing to let that client walk away because you are so sure that your price point is a steal. And that's exactly what I did with my business coaching practice. I priced it at 1/3 what I knew it was going to be. I was in no hurry to be the most expensive business coach. I wanted to pick a price where it was a big enough investment that I was getting women who were really serious about growing their businesses. It was not a hobby business for them on the side, right? But I knew it was a steal. Like, you guys, you would be crazy. If your business is in the right place, you would be crazy not to work with me at that price point right now. And then I knew I would just slowly raise it up until I ended up charging what I wanted to, where I wanted to land. And I don't know how long that will take. My confidence in my coaching will determine that. Right? As I'm watching my clients get results and I'm feeling better and better about the tools that I'm sharing with them and the process that I'm laying out, right? Eventually, it will be a no-brainer at a higher price point. And that's how I'll know I'm ready to raise my prices. The other way that you know that you're ready to raise your prices is if you're willing to start getting more no's. Right? So if you don't have people scheduling a lot of calls with you or asking to buy a lot of your stuff, probably doesn't make sense to raise your prices yet. But if you're starting to have a lot more calls and you're willing for 1/3 of them to start saying no, sounds like it's time for you to raise your prices. Okay, so especially in the beginning of your business, a lot of you kind of want to know what the right price is, and there is no right price. It doesn't even matter what anyone else is doing. The right price is the one that you can say with confidence. You know what you're doing is worth more than that. And so you think this is a great deal. Because then you also will have the confidence to challenge your clients on their objections. Right? When they say, I don't know if I have enough money. You wouldn't say it like this, but in your mind, you're like, what? Are you crazy? This is such a great deal. Then you're going to say, let me explain it a different way to you. If you invest this much money with me, here's the result you're going to get. That is worth so much more than the investment. There are a lot of you who are health coaches. And when you're painting that picture for your clients, I want you just to really dig into how would their marriage life be better? How would their sex life be better? How would they parent their children better by being healthier, by getting more sleep, by having less brain fog? Right? For those of you that help businesses as a bookkeeper or an accountant, how much could you save them? How much money could you save them by their finances being in order? And how much time could you save them by just setting them up with a really great system? And you're also saving them all the time that they're worrying, because when you own a business and your finances aren't in order, it kind of bugs you all the time. Like it's just in the back of your head. You're like, oh, that spreadsheet is not clear. My QuickBooks, I have not logged into that thing for 4 months. And you just tell them, how much would it be worth to you if I just took those worries away? And if you use that time and energy to work in your business instead of worrying about your finances. This is a steal of a deal for the work that we're going to do together. All right, so you just want to get to the place where you're so confident that what your clients are going to end up with is worth way more than what you're charging. Now, for those of you that have physical products, you may need to just do a little shopping, shop around and see what people can buy. And I always use the example of my friend who sells, pretty expensive rosaries, but they don't break. So I'm like, yeah, you can keep buying $18 rosaries, but then they break and you buy 5 of them. So you should just buy a $100 rosary and you can have it for 5 years. Okay. There's another woman in our group who sells these beautiful dolls. They look like vintage dolls. And the value of that doll is that you can't find it anywhere else. They're darling, right? So even just that right there, like, is your a grandma buying a cute little, bunny. She has these cute vintage looking bunny rabbits for your grandkid, and it's just darling. Like that's actually valuable. She even has a set that's collectible. Right? This only comes out. We're only doing a run of 25. You'll be the only one who has one. You and 24 other people. Right? What is the value? And then sell it at a price point that you still think is a great deal. Now, we don't want to minimize our value. Right? I think one of the reasons why we want to charge more money is we want to charge what we're worth. But you just got to get rid of all of that thinking, right? You could never charge what you're worth. Right? What you charge has nothing to do with your value. Your value was bought and paid for by Jesus Christ on the cross. No one could ever pay you what you're worth. And so the price of your offer does not change your worth. But if you want to be successful in business, the best way to do that is by putting in the reps, doing the practice, serving your clients, and getting feedback. Do that as quickly as you can. And if you have to price it much lower than all of your competitors to just start getting experience, do it. It may only be 2 months. But the person who has the most practice gets better. And then their skills become more valuable. They can charge more and more for them because they know I'm going to get you results faster. Right? One of the reasons I'll be able to charge more for business coaching in 2 years than I am now is because I'll probably have coached 200 extra women by then. And I'll be able to say, I know how to get to the heart of your problem faster. And that's why it will be worth more money. And I will be very confident of that before I raise my prices. And at that level, I will think, you'd be crazy not to do this. This is a steal. So that's the kind of energy I want you to be in. Now, it doesn't mean you have to only make offers when you don't have any nerves. We can still be nervous and make offers. You can still have doubt and make offers. You can have lots of thoughts and still just go out and offer anyway. I want you to think that everything has to click into place and be perfect, and you have to know that this is right. There are no right offers. Just the offers you make. There's no perfect way. There's no formula. Right? You are the CEO of your business. Your job is to make a guess and go offer it and see what happens. All right? So I just wanted to do this podcast episode for you guys about pricing. And I'm sure I will reference it many, many times when people say, how do I price my offer? So if you have any other questions that I didn't answer about how you price your offer, just comment below the YouTube video or send me an email, sterling@madeforgreatness.co, or type it in our Facebook group. You guys can get me in so many different ways. But I want you to just pick your price. Give yourself 15 minutes to decide, and then move on and go offer it. Just be committed to whatever you decided and go offer it and deliver it many times before you change your mind. Because delivering something to our clients and seeing their results is how we make decisions about our business. All right? A lot of us just sit and we dream up our business in notebooks, but it's not real. So I want you to go make it real and pick a price that allows you to go do that with confidence. All right, you guys, I love you. Get to work and have a blessed day.